everybody and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're all well and I hope you had a lovely weekend. As I record this, it's Monday, although you'll probably be watching it on Wednesday. So I hope you've had a lovely weekend. You'll see in the first few clips what I'm doing in this video. So you'll see me doing some tidying up of the lounge and cleaning of the lounge, sorting out of the dining room, some more work on my laundry, bit of decorating. I do some cleaning and tidying up in the bathroom, and then also up in the ensuite room where I just decided to get rid of loads of things that I'd previously put all neat in the bathroom. I just decided to get them all and put them in the bin, because some of the creams I'm never going to use, some of the creams look like they might have turned, and I just thought they're all getting dust on them. I also managed to do some more work on the bedroom, so the loft room. So I did quite a lot of work there. And then I did a lot of work to dust and clean my daughter's room. So this really is a busy video and I hope you enjoy it. So the weekend, we went into the city on Saturday and got a few bits and pieces. Most of the things are to do with gifts and presents, cards to take for my daughter to take into school. So there were some teachers and some people at school that she'd got to get gifts for. Also, she was part of 2 Secret Santas, so she had to finalise the presents for those. Then we came back and did some things around the house. So I did some tidying and sorting. She didn't have that much homework, which is good because it's nearly the end of term. And my husband did a few different jobs. We did get up quite late on the Saturday though, which is quite nice, so we don't get up early, but then it does obviously affects the day. I did say to my husband, there's only 2 things I'd like you to do, and that is to take all the laundry upstairs and to split it into 3 piles. And I wanted the chimney balloon to be blown up in my daughter's room. So the laundry, he didn't get a chance to take all the laundry up. He did some other things and I said, I just want you to take all the laundry up, please. And then I said, well, I'm now going to light a fire. And then he went upstairs and sorted out the balloon in my daughter's room. It's a contraption that I think now, because a lot of houses have got UPVC windows, this house would have been built with oak windows, and naturally you get a slight draft. So when you have an open fire, you don't get any smoke build up. But with UPVC windows, if you have all the windows closed and you have a fire, you get smoke come back down into the bedrooms, because both the 2 bedrooms upstairs, one which is the nightmare room and then my daughter's, they're both got the chimney breasts and the fireplaces. So he did that. I didn't have an open fire in the end though, because by the time I'd sort of thought about it and he'd done it, it was getting dark to bring everything indoors. So didn't get a chance to do that. Then on Sunday, we knew that the big Christmas performance at our church was going to be on. And as we were unable to get tickets, they are free tickets, you just have to book your seats. We decided that we'd watch that on television. So we watched a bit of that over lunchtime. But first thing in the morning, I was really pleased to go to the garden centre. And what I've decided to do is a couple of family members that have not given me any ideas for their present. I've decided to do some really nice pots and do my layering like I've done on my gardening channel. And put a really nice pot and then fill them with all spring bulbs. So I thought that would be nice and something to look forward to. And then they can keep the pots, they can keep, what I do with my spring pots is I bring them out the fronts of my house springtime, and as soon as the flowers are finished, I then take them round the back. Obviously they can do that or they can decide to plant something else. Oh, but I want to tell you about this. I couldn't quite believe it. So when we got to the checkout with our pots and there was no bulbs at all, a bit too late to buy bulbs it seems, but they had completely sold out. So I'd mostly got some terracotta pots and some really nice sort of glazed pots. I realised that I hadn't moved money into my savings part of my account to my current account. And I transfer all the time because I get like 3 or 4% in my savings account and less than 1% in my current account. So just as we're going through the till, I suddenly realised, I need to move money over. And then I couldn't straight away get connected. So there was one couple behind us. And so I stood there and I moved the money over. That went through. And then my daughter was also buying a bauble. So that was, she was buying that out of her own money, out of her pocket money or birthday money that she's got left over. So that was like she was another person in the queue. But obviously from other people's perspectives, it looked like we were taking a long time. And then after my daughter was then trying to pay, she counted out all her money for £4. The bauble was £3.99. And the lady said, "Oh no, you've given me £3. So she then looked in her purse again and she said, "Oh, I've got a note, Mummy, but I didn't want to use that." So I just looked in my purse and quickly gave 20p. But I could tell that like a few people were like the couple like next to us and were sort of huffing and like talking about us under their breath. So I thought, I'm just going to stay really, really calm. There's no need for people to be like aggravated or irritated. I mean, yes, I was slow and that was my mistake. And I'd be ready to say, "Oh, I'm sorry," trying to sort out my app. That probably took 60 seconds. But as for a little girl going through her purse and counting out her money, I don't understand why anybody could feel frustrated about that. And then my husband then said, "Oh, you've not got any compost." So I said to the lady, "Oh, I need to order 3 bags of compost." And the lady on the till said, "Oh, let me open the other till." And at this point, loads and loads and loads of people had then queued up. If you think a Sunday, it's only 2 weeks before Christmas, there was only one person on the till. So the shop weren't keeping an eye on the till. And then the lady said something about, people will start complaining. So I said, well, I hope they wouldn't complain. I said, there's no reason to be angry. Or someone said about being angry. Or I think the lady behind the till said, "I don't want people to be angry with me." So I said, well, goodness me. I said, I don't think anyone would be angry with you. It's Christmas time. And the lady behind went, "Not angry with you," and then stared at me. In other words, not angry with the person behind the till, angry with me. So I said, right. I said, angry with me. She said, "Well, how long you've all taken." So the man said, "Are you going to buy anything else? Just look at the queue." So I looked at the queue and I said, yes, the queue is quite long. I said, looked at the lady behind the till. I said, "I'm sorry if I've caused you a problem." So she said, no, you're fine. So we walked away. My husband really was not at all happy with the fact that someone was, they were all talking, this couple was talking about us under their breath. So I said, I called out, "Happy Christmas, everyone." And we left the shop. And as we walked across the car park, suddenly I heard boom, smash. And I looked, and my daughter's glass bauble that she just bought with her own money, smashed into pieces. And promptly she just burst into floods of tears. I said, "Oh, don't worry. And what it was is the little gold thread that was attached to the bauble had just come undone. I said, don't worry. But she was so upset. The tears are streaming down her face. So I picked up all the little bits that had shattered on the floor. I went back into the garden centre, and as I did, I walked past the group of people. So there's a couple, and there was other people in the queue they were then standing with. And they were such in a rush, so to such a degree that they were then just standing outside of the shop chatting. So we went back into the garden centre and I spoke to a man, and he said, "Oh yes," he said, "go and speak to the cash desk." My daughter said, "Oh, I don't think there's any more left." So we went round to the Christmas area and she had a look. There was another one. I said, "Oh, don't hold it by the gold thread because that might go, it might slip undone again." So we went to the desk and it was the same lady that I'd seen before plus another lady. So I said, "We just now left." I said, "And look what happened here." And she said, "Oh my goodness." She said, "That's fine." I said, "Here's my receipt." and she just let us do a straight swap, and I gave her the pieces and said I tried to pick up all the glass, but there might be a little bit left. And I said, I'm sorry if I caused you a problem by being so slow. And the young woman said, oh, don't worry, it was the people in the queue. She said, I haven't got a problem. And then after we left the shop, we went on a wild goose chase for bulbs. No, not really. We went to a shop round the corner, a little garden centre round the corner, that the first garden centre had said, oh yes, I'll definitely have some. And they had none left. They said, no, it completely sold out. So then we called up another garden centre and they said, yes, I've still got some. I did end up paying more for them, but they are good quality ones. So I was okay with that. And then we came home and watched some of this Christmas performance on TV. And then I went outside and did some of my pots, as you would have seen on my video. So I'm pleased to get all them done. And I'm hoping that my family members will be really pleased with them, particularly when they all start coming up, when it's sort of cold outside. You suddenly see all the new life and springtime. Excuse me. I do really love spring. I love everything about spring. I do like Christmas and like being cosy indoors with a fire and everything, but I love the light so much. But the 21st of December, for those of you that are listening to this on my same hemisphere as me, of course, the days are going to start getting longer again. So they're not really dark days before Christmas. They don't last for long, do they? And then it will start getting lighter and lighter and lighter until springtime, which is a time that I really, really love. I like each season for different reasons. I do love spring though. There's lots I like about spring. So did you see when I just now sorted the cupboard, there was a number of things that I could put in the bin. So there were some old, like, sort of things that you put in the back of your toilet to clean your toilet and prevent limescale. I clearly haven't used those enough because I've got so much limescale in my toilet. I'm ashamed to let you see it. I need to seriously do something about that. They had all gone a bit funny, so I put some of them in the toilet. I put the rest of them in the bin, but that meant the whole box could go, really. You can see that I'm using my little technique that I learned from Remy Clog, using my cocktail stick to clean around the taps. And I'm using the microfiber cloth just to wipe it round. I do try to keep on top of my bathroom to make sure it's always clean. I really don't like going to, you go around like someone's bathroom and it's not clean. I really don't like that. I think it's very important to have a clean bathroom. I know I'm stating the obvious, but sometimes I guess people don't always see it when their bathroom starts getting a bit grubby. I would like the bit behind the taps, part of that little tiny bit of my silicone sealer has gone black, so I do need to get that redone really. And then I've got the two left, on the left, those canisters, they're full of soaps and I'm slowly going through those. So this is upstairs in our ensuite, so we've got a special toilet which fits here. It's a toilet which the whole seat and the kind of cistern is on the side. Difficult to explain really, but you see where my roof slopes. That enables that kind of toilet, which is quite clever. My husband researched about that and found that when we had the loft conversion done. So you can see here I'm going through some containers of creams which have been sitting there for quite some time. I also discovered 2 eyelash curlers, several razors, so I managed to get rid of quite a lot of the duplicates. You'll see in a minute I also sort the cupboard out just behind me while I put sort some tiles out really. But then I later came and got the holiday towels out and put them in the holiday bag, because I thought, what is the point of those taking up space in the cupboard, preventing me from getting to my normal towels when I could just put them all in my suitcase. They're like all our beach towels. So that was a good job done. And there was lots of things that I just, could go in the bin. I didn't need any more. And I said to you, didn't I, about how I'm now only using certain cleaning products, and I'm sure those that are eagle-eyed has spotted a few different cleaning products in both bathrooms. What I'm doing is I'm just not buying any more. I do use bleach still, but all these different ones I'm no longer purchasing because I think that's all false marketing. They tell us that we need all these things and we really don't. So I managed to get rid of a lot. I'm also going to make a point of not keeping things on the back of the toilet. That's my plan anyway. Also, the basket which is closest to the toilet are all my husband's things, because although neither of us are very good at putting things away, I am more likely to put things away. So I thought, well, if my basket's further away, then that will hopefully be easier for him. He'll be more likely to remember and find it easier just to slot things back where he got them from. There was also lots of empty bottles, so shampoo, conditioners, etc., that could all go into recycling. And the recycling bin's going to be collected tomorrow, so I'm pleased about that. Get rid of it all out of my house. So while you're watching me going through a load of my things and getting rid of stuff, I'm going to go through some of your comments. So first comment from Linda Hayes. Linda says, I'm so thrilled. Thank you. I'll cherish your gift and think of you every time I see it. One lucky plant will have the best place in the house. Oh, and your macrame hanger is going to be leaving my house very soon. Although I've got to be honest, posting things I do procrastinate a little bit about. I spend a lot of time thinking about it, like with my Christmas cards, thinking about posting things, or birthday cards, thinking about posting them. I can think about posting a birthday card every single day for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then I get so the person's birthday is tomorrow. But I promise that I will sort that out, Linda, because I've received your email, thank you, with your address, so I'll get that sent off. Stormy1964 says, Emma, I love your channel. Your voice brings a sense of calm in me, especially with the Christmas holidays. It's an emotional time of the year for me since my husband passed. I love when you giggle. It puts a huge smile on my face. Thank you. So it's very nice for you to say about my voice. I'm glad that makes you feel calm. And I'm sorry that Christmas is a difficult time for many people. I think when you've lost someone that's very, very close to you, like you said, it's very, very emotional for you. But I hope maybe you can reflect on all the wonderful Christmases that you and your husband had together and all of the happy times. Jane Mercer says, hi Emma, another busy week. I've been super busy too and had a rotten cold. But the highlight of my week was watching my 4-year-old grandson playing Joseph in his school nativity. Oh, that's so lovely that you say the highlight of your week. I hope you got rid of the cold now. Jane posted this, oh well, it was only a day ago, Jane commented, so you might still have it. If you've still got it, then lots of lemon and water, a little bit of honey, and ideally some onions on your feet when you go to bed. That's my recommendation. I bet you were proud that your grandson got chose for the best, one of the best parts, Joseph. Wow. Jane says he was so funny. When I asked him what part he was playing, he said God, and that God has very big hands and loves swimming. I think he's probably thinking he's got very big hands because that song, he's got the whole world in his hands. I mean, to a little child, that might be a bit confusing. How big is God? God's got big hands. I'm not sure where the swimming comes from. He likes swimming. Oh, Jane says, I'm not sure where that came from. P.S. I love the idea of your hallway decoration. Thanks a lot, Jane. Holly says, your lounge looks lovely and cosy. Thank you. Cynthia says, such a lovely video. I love your tree. All my shopping is done and I finished wrapping everything before lunchtime and put them under the tree. Oh my goodness. Cynthia, you're just too organised. When my husband saw this, he went to the back of the house and started wrapping his presents for me. What a shock, because he usually doesn't do his shopping until the last minute. Oh, that's lovely, Cynthia. I hope you get something nice. Right, next comment is from Peter Renzi. Hi, Emma. My name is Fiorella. I live in Toronto, Canada. I'm new to your channel and I'm enjoying your videos. Thank you very much for commenting. And thank you for letting us all know where you're from. And I did comment back, Fiorella, that sounds like it could be an Italian name. So I did ask. Lisa House says, love the trick and treat story. It did make me laugh. Wendy Jones says hi from Sweden. And Brooke says, did you get a new drying rack? No, I haven't. That's still my same broken one. Brooke then says, maybe someone decluttered black cats into your nativity like you've been decluttering into their houses. No, that Playmobil set, that comes with 2 black cats. So unless maybe when the first parts of the Bible were put together, maybe there were 2 black cats in the stable. We never got told that story. When I got told the story of the nativity, every single year it was always ox, little sheep. I mean, there were no black cats, chickens. Brooke says, what is the end of the car story? Is that the car you drive today, or did you get a new one? Please show us a picture of the go-kart. While you're at it, you can show us your outside toilets. Now, the end of the car story, the saga of the car went on for many months. And it is an interesting story, but I don't want to bore you all. If you didn't hear the first part of the car story, you need to go back to a couple of videos. I think a lot of people wouldn't really believe this is true, everything that happens, but believe me, it did happen, and it was a crazy part of that year, really was, because it was coming back in August when we were coming back, and it went on for months. We didn't get a new car until the February after. So when they said that they were not going to pay the £1,300 that we'd paid for it to be brought back, of course, there was absolutely no way that I was going to accept that, because I had agreed for the car to be returned with intact, with all the items in my car that we hadn't been able to bring back, and a broken, destroyed engine, which we were going to pay for a new engine to be fitted inside the car. And of course, suddenly we are faced with a car with a broken engine in pieces, and the pieces and the nuts and bolts are all covered in oil and littered throughout the entire car. I didn't tell you that the other day. So there was oil and damage all over our personal belongings. And yeah, we didn't expect the car to be bashed up in many different places. So, of course, the car was considered a complete and utter write-off. We contacted the insurance company. Of course, we had still got insurance on the car because the car was still on the road, thankfully. But it was considered a complete write-off. But the company would not give us £1,300 back. So we took them to court, which is not a process that anybody really enjoys or wants to go through, but there's absolutely no way I am going to be treated in that way. There's no way I'm going to accept that as a resolution. And then, in the end, we got given a scrap value for the car, and still kept going backwards and forwards on the go-karts. And then in probably December, January, we did start looking out for a new change our car. So it's not a new car, it's obviously new to us. So we kept a lookout, and then a car came up for sale quite a long way away. And it's like our own little world here in Norfolk. We've got our own mini climates because it's a lot warmer in Norfolk than the rest of the United Kingdom. And also they like to charge us high prices for cars. If you go outside of Norfolk, the prices go down significantly. So we drove to get the car, actually quite close to Durham. And I won't lie, I was quite wary about driving all that way back. I've never driven that far. And I was really hoping that my daughter was going to say to my husband, oh, she wanted to go in the car with Daddy. But no, she wanted to go in the car with me. What I should say is we'd driven up in a car that we'd borrowed. So on the way back, my daughter wanted to go in the new car. And I really wanted to say that I don't feel confident driving on these massive great motorways, and I'm better just to have me in the car, so I just need to worry about myself and the car. But I didn't want to say that because I didn't think it was the right message to give to my young daughter. He sees, mummy's always confident in every situation, or a lot of situations. So I looked at my husband and he knew exactly what I was thinking. And I was like, oh, that'll be fun. So actually, that time went so quick. It's about a 4 or 5 hour drive. The time went really quick. We stopped off on the way back at a fantastic National Trust house. So we had a little bit of downtime, had lunch. My daughter played on the outside play area, and then we got back in the car and drove home. We could finally say goodbye to the old car, the old situation. And as I said, we saw the company in court. So I hope you've been enjoying watching me clear up and sort out. I've done lots of hoovering while I've been chatting, and I've gone all the way around the edges with a damp cloth to make sure I've got all the dust. So next comment is from Watching Till Jesus Comes. And Watching Till Jesus Comes says, wow, the knitting was incredible talent. By the way, your Christmas tree looks lovely. P.S. The root canal went well. I'm going in tomorrow to get the permanent filling. I'm ready for this ordeal to be done. So how did you get on? Is it now pain-free? I hope it is. Oh, I think it's awful when you have anything with your teeth. I did get to have some fun yesterday. My father-in-law treated my oldest daughter to beef and boards, and we saw A Christmas Carol. Such a lovely evening. Oh, that's nice. So as A Christmas Carol, was that like a theatre performance or a film? And what is beef and boards? I must say I've never heard about that. It does sound interesting. Tracy Forth says your lounge looks magical. Great job. It's my birthday on the 23rd of December also, and yes, we get forgotten because people are so busy with Christmas. My granddaughter has her birthday on Christmas Day. I bet she gets lots of joint presents, but I bet also people do forget when it's on the same day as Christmas Day. So I wanted to talk a little bit about people's plans and thoughts for the new year. So in terms of the house and sorting your house out, I know lots of you that follow me have gone through the whole process of decluttering and sorting things out and clearing things and getting rid of things. You've done it all. And now you're watching people like me trying to sort stuff out. So we're behind the curve. But I just wondered whether you've got any plans or aspirations for what you want to do in the new year in your homes. So is there a particular area that you want to target? Do you still need to declutter clothes or ornaments? For me, I'm going to have a different target in each room. So in this, my daughter's room, I would like to change it still. So where she has her mirror, I would like her to have a desk there. And the Kallax boxes, I want to get it so that she's just got 2 that are full of stuff. And we get rid of some of the other things that we've still got in some of the Kallax boxes. She has got rid of so much in her bedroom, and I really wish that we had weighed it. Someone said, oh, imagine if you'd weighed all the things you've taken out of your room. So many things, just from one room, let alone the whole house. So I want to do that in her room. In the old bedroom, we're going to have that car boot sale. So we're going to take out everything from the car boot for the car boot sale. Have the sale, and anything that's left over we're going to take to the charity shop. For the bathroom, I'm just going to keep that and maintain because I'm quite happy with what the bathroom's like. For the playroom, that's still chocker. That really is still chock-a-block. So I need to get rid of a lot more from that room, and I might even do a bit more of that just before Christmas. For the landing, I want the landing to stay clear because like my stairs, I do find that regularly that just gets things piled up. Things get left there, which have got to go on the way to somewhere else. You would have heard someone just knock on my door, and my daughter's going to be pleased because her Kawaii box has arrived. And she said, I've not had my Kawaii box for Christmas yet. So it's arrived in good time. So that'll probably be full of Christmas things. So she'll be very excited. Yeah, as I was then saying, my landing gets piled up full of things that are on their way to somewhere else. So yeah, it ends up being that there's things that sit on the landing that have got to go into any other room. like the same as my stairs become. And then I've got plans for each of my other rooms as well. So please do share if you've got certain plans that things that you'd like to follow up or complete in the new year. And it seems incredible that it's a year round where my channel went crazy with one of my videos because I tagged New Year tidying, and that got lots and lots of views. And then I end the video with a short clip of my daughter's postbox. You know, at busy times when lots is going on and Mummy and Daddy are really busy and my daughter's really busy, what does my daughter do? She volunteers to make the class postbox. So when we went to Asda, I spotted a good box because the teacher said I'll just use a shoe box. But I thought, well, we've not got any shoe boxes in the house. We used the last one for her physics project. So I was looking around in Asda, and I saw that all the wrapping paper had the boxes, the wrapping paper in. I thought that'd be perfect. So I emptied out loads of wrapping paper into all the other boxes. And then there was also a couple of boxes which had packs of cards in that were empty. So I took them off the shelf and realised that the smaller box fitted really neatly into the bigger box. But because I worry about things like, oh, what if someone stopped me as I was going out of the store? I said with a box, I said to my husband, do you think we need to ask whether we can have this? He said, no, of course not. It's a cardboard box. But I did say to the man, oh, we're going to take this to make a post box. I hope that's okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, take it. So we got home and I sprayed it gold, covered up. The main bit I wanted to get rid of was the sign where it said the type of wrapping paper. And then my husband when I was doing my bulbs planting, my husband cut out a section with a really sharp knife. And it was a really good design because the big box sat on top of the small one. And it was when you put the cards in, you take the top off and all the cards stay in the bottom bit. So we were pleased with that, and she was very pleased. So she's gone in and taken that in this morning. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, your encouragement and your general words to motivate and inspire. And yeah, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.